Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. This is a Goodly Christian Witch. I'm going to read for you a portion of the Schottenstein edition Tractate Kesubos. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that properly. I took a class once to study the Talmud, just a class that was just more of a get-together, a free class, and it was a different book, a different portion of the Talmud. I bought this one by accident, to be quite frank, because I am not Jewish, but I thought it was interesting since I'm Catholic. There's a lot of Judeo-Christian ethics involved, and of course you study the Old Testament when you're a Christian. I also went to Biola University, the Biblical Institute of Los Angeles. Before it was called a university, it was called a college at that time, when everybody was required to minor in Bible. I went there for a little while. Anyway, so we studied a lot of some of the Old and New Testament. We studied some of the Hebrew and Greek. For example, the word Elohim in the Old Testament, used in Genesis quite frequently. One of the terms for God is a plural that responds to, transliterated, it would be the word, the Elohim would be, it's a plural. And it has both male and female context to it. It's a, I believe, if I can remember, it was a very long time ago that I went to Biola. However, it was, as I recall, the word Elohim is a feminine word with a masculine plural, which gives one the idea of a queen bee and a masculine army of angels. Kind of gives one that mindset, that's maybe what that means. I'm sure other people have other things that they think it means. So anyway, I bought this book quite by accident, but I came to find out that it was about marriage law. And my father always told me I should have gone into law, that I should have been a lawyer. And of course I didn't listen, and of course he was right. However, it's never too late, because all of our laws come from the Old Testament and the Talmud. The Talmud is, I learned in class, they had said that it's from Babylon. It's a Babylonian Talmud. It's law from Babylon. And that this is how they made it their own. Kind of made it apply to them. This is what they mentioned, which makes sense. So anyway, this is a book on marriage law. And not long after I accidentally bought this, rather than buying the one I was supposed to purchase, which was because I didn't understand the Hebrew words properly. I was supposed to buy the one about Shabbos, because we were studying about Shabbos. Tractate Kesubos, I believe it was called. I have two of those that we actually went through together. But anyway, I really haven't looked at this one too much. But we're going to start looking at marriage law. So it starts off with chapter 4. Now we're just getting used to this, so we're going to just read a little bit of it. And maybe we'll delve into this more and more. Okay. So we're beginning chapter 4, the Mishnah. As the rabbi used to say, Tashama, come and learn, I believe it means. A naarah who was seduced, the payments for her humiliation and depreciation and her fine belong to her father, and so too the payment for pain in the case of a naarah who was seized, i.e. violated. The Mishnah discusses some special cases. If she sued the violator/seducer in court before the father died, the payments belong to the father. If the father died afterwards, they belong to the brothers. If she did not manage to sue before the father died, they belong to her. If she sued before she became a bogoress, the payments belong to the father. If the father died afterwards, they belong to the brothers. If she did not manage to sue before she became a bogoress, they belong to her. A dissenting view. Rav Shimon says, if she did not manage to collect the payments until the father died, they belong to her. And the footnotes are always read when these Mishnahs are read, and we'll get into that more next time with the next installment. And again, this is marriage law. This is the Talmud. And the footnotes often explain quite a lot. Thank you for joining us. Join us again next time.